are spending most our days looking for a place to call our home one day. But will this ever come our way? We do not have a lot of space, but it's all we have and all we know today. We don't regret our way.
Hi.
Hi.
We are back in the Netherlands in our tiny house in the woods. We are working on our new family house in Amsterdam, which will take some time to finish.
Yeah. For the past year, we have been wandering around the Mediterranean coast looking for a romantic property to spend our retirement years. For that, we quit our career, sold our houseboat and bought a campervan, which we called our Birdhouse. We have visited magnificent plots and breathtaking houses in Italy, Croatia and Greece, but still haven't found what we are looking for.
And there are good reasons for that. We spoke with a lot of real estate agents and some even became our friends. We started as beginners. Welcome.
This is the first time that we are kind of enthusiastic.
But over the year we became more experienced. It was not a good feeling.
It is not for us.
And now we finally know what is important.
We are going to explain to you what we have learned from last year's search and how this can help you find your dream property abroad. Avoid the mistakes we have made. When we started last year, we had a clear idea what it is we were searching for. We wanted a house in a better climate than in the Netherlands and near the sea, with privacy and some land. We were able to stretch our budget to 300k. We thought we would be able to find such a place. We made some climate maps and concluded that either Greece, Crete, as you can see from the map, has at least one temperature sweet spot. Croatia, Istria or Italy, Liguria would be ideally suited for us. And in San Remo, here, weather's always nice.
Near the sea, so not too hot in the summer and not too cold in the winter. We had been looking for properties on the real estate sites like Idealista for Italian properties and Spitokatos for Greek ones. We had contacted real estate agents, but most of them didn't reply. We found, visited and fantasized over some amazingly cheap properties.
As we gradually discovered, things were not what they appear to be. But let us first take you back to two events that would change our perspective.
Last time you heard from us, we were in Skifanoja. As we were preparing to leave, two things happened. The first event was our real estate friend Carla updated with the news that she had found a good house for us in Ciriana, in Liguria. We received the drone shots and we were really impressed.
The house looks nice from the shots. It is new, only recently built. But it's barely big enough for the both of us.
If we want to invite friends, we need to improvise. But still, the asking price is 220k negotiable and it is not on the market.
And it belongs to two brothers. One wants to sell, but the other is still in doubt. Oh, we have seen this before in Croatia. The house is split in two halves. One brother wants to sell, the other doesn't. Not a pleasant starting point. And as we further investigate, we find steep hills and gruesome climbs like we have seen so many times in Liguria.
And the second event was, there is a house for sale in Skifanoja. Well, it's not for sale in the commercial sense of the word, but we heard that a man is willing to sell his own house. It's a house we have passed along many times, but really never caught our eyes. We are invited to take a look, and the friendly owner gladly shows us around. We take Agent Pancrazio and our friend Giovanni with us. What would we be without them?
I know, but we would be without them. Stupid foreigners. So, meet our hero, Signor Etre. Signor Etre has the respectable age of 77, though he looks much younger. He is also remarkably agile for his age, as most people are here. The house he has to offer is not what we expected at all. It is beyond anything we have ever seen before. Again,
the house is huge. It's over 500 square meters in total, 4 stories high. It was built 35 years ago and it's very solid.
It was never finished. It is only 25% habitable. It has 2,500 square meters of land, has a large gate and a gorgeous view on the valley once you climb up to the top floor. Signor Etre primarily uses the house as a storage, and he's a pigeon fancier. The entire first floor is devoted to all kinds of pigeons.
Wow, it's starting to rain. It's a storm. Meanwhile.
Let's continue.
Yeah. The house was built by his uncle back in the days when there was a promise of a big family. But the big family never came, and now the house is empty.
The house is completely legal. The technical sketch, the finished house, so to speak, is already filed in and approved by the municipality. So you only need to fill in the gaps, so to speak. The location is okay, albeit it is not as romantic as we would have hoped for. There is an apartment building facing one side of the house.
We have come to a point where we want to make a decision. We will explain to you what we think that's important.
One of our friends happens to be a real estate agent. He says there are 3 things that are important in buying a house. That is, 1. Location, 2. Location, and 3. Location. The idea behind this statement is simple. You can always change the house, but you can't change the location.
Meanwhile, it's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
It's terrible. This is what we have heard many times from the real estate agents we have met. You can always change or rebuild this house.
But yeah, so we are in our presentation and look outside. Okay, it is really starting to rain. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Let's continue. Here you can see us. Beter, yeah, okay. Well, we have taken this for granted, but gradually, as we became interested in certain properties and further dove into the administrative paperwork, it's turned out to be much more complicated in reality.
And sometimes even impossible. Moreover, a lot of houses have been illegally expanded.
Non ci devono essere. E anche quel bagno lì non ci dovrebbe essere.
But there is also a meeting. You will need to bring them back into the original state if you won't ever plan to rebuild or sell the house again. We wanted sea view, but sea view comes with a price. We were looking for something everybody wants.
Also, we have visited many houses with the sea view, but we have discovered that we simply cannot afford sea view, not without giving up more important factors. In the Netherlands, where we are from, the market is regulated, like most things in Holland are regulated. This means there is one central big portal for all agents, Funda. Everybody sells or buys his house on Funda.
There are even people whose hobby is to visit new houses on Funda, the so-called Fundalists. They hop in the car drive to the house that's for sale and visit it, just for fun, not to buy. Crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. Now, in Italy, Croatia and Greece, there is no such thing as one portal. In fact, there are competing platforms. And there is a proliferation of competing agents, each with their own overlapping properties. Many times we have seen the same house for sale on different sites for different prices.
Moreover, you can't just visit the property for yourself, because in most cases the exact coordinates are not given.
It's nowhere to be found. But there's no house. 209.
Dat gaan we lekker uitknippen. Dit is weer eens...
Any news?
En?
No, it could be the house there, but that's probably not the one. We're so close, huh? Where?
There.
Okay, you might be right. Turns out we had the wrong house.
Countless hours wasted locating properties from the website, pictures and vague descriptions.
Yeah. Usually we were able to find them using common sense, maps or street view, but it could be made so much more easy if we would just give them the right coordinates. We think it is because some kind of customer loyalty or something. Once you contact an agent, either by WhatsApp or phone or by email, you immediately become their client and they want you to sign all sorts of commitments.
I signed something. Signing, yes, we're going to be customers of them.
This situation can become grim if you decide to switch agents or buy a house through another agent. So please be aware of whom and when you decide to contact. What we have also discovered is that they always take you with them in their car. For some reason this is habitual, and at first this really felt very awkward, but you kind of get used to it. Salve, buongiorno signor. Sono Jacopo, piacere.
Jacob e sua moglie.
So.
Okay. With this road, you continue and you go to the land.
Okay,
okay, and you arrive next to the houses.
Okay.
Okay, bene, grazie.
Last year we drove on more bumper roads than ever before in our lives and died 1,000 deaths many times.
And also, the big franchising companies always let you meet up with the beautiful niece first, and then, once you're enchanted by her, she leaves the scene and you do business with the gruff, chubby uncle. A good house is hard to find. This is what we have discovered. Even though all real estate sites are stacked with all kinds of wonderful looking houses on all kinds of gorgeous locations, the reality of things is that 90% of the offers are bad houses on impossible locations.
And the remaining 10% is probably not for you, the foreigner, but goes to the local, preferably through a private sale.
Find yourself a stable, well-built house that will keep you out of trouble. At least for us, that was a lesson we learned. We are both 61 now, so we neither have the physique, nor the strength, nor the stamina to live under bad circumstances. This doesn't mean the house needs to be finished or furbished, of course. And also, around the Mediterranean there is a lot of seismic activity, and the last thing you would want is a roof collapsing on top of you.
Is location king? Well, that really depends. You might argue that the farm in San Bernardo in Italy has to be the best location, or the house in Parga in Greece. But location is subordinate to accessibility. A gorgeous castle on top of a mountain, great, but what about shops? Or, heaven forbid, a hospital? So better find something closer to facilities than on top of a mountain. So now we know all this. This is what we did.
Our search has opened up our minds to what is really important. But in order to be absolutely sure we make the right decision, we decide to quantify our dream. So we made a simple spreadsheet allowing us to quantify all the things we think are important. We have come up with the following list.
Friends,
Land,
price, quality,
privacy, reachability,
sea view,
shops,
size.
temperature.
We have assigned each quantity a number, 1, 2 or 3. 1 is not important, 3 is important. We were also allowed to give them each a multiplication factor. 1 is again not important and 3 is important.
Yeah. Okay. We took the 3 most compelling properties, San Bernardo, Chidiana and Schifanoia, and we both filled in the sheet.
Friends. Are friends in Schifanoia? Yes, so 3. Are there friends in Siriana? No, so 1. Are there friends in San Bernardo? No, also 1.
And since we know friends are important, we assign it a multiplication factor of 3.
Land. Land in Schifanoia? No, so 1. Land in Siriana? Little, so 2. Land in San Bernardo? Yes, so 3.
But land is less important than friends, so we assign it a multiplication factor of 2. We both feel the same about these parameters, but as far as the individual quantities, it becomes more interesting. Privacy, we value both differently and we assign them a different multiplication factor. We both now pretty much agree on the importance of reachability of our dream plot.
Near the sea is for me important, but for Jacob it isn't. So I gave it a 3 and Jacob a 1.
I can also cope better with temperature changes. So 1 for me, but 3 for Maggie. After we filled all this and discussed it and tweaked it, the results are interesting, but not surprisingly unambiguous.
Schifanoia. Although we clearly have different preferences, overall we pretty much agree that price, quality, reachability and friends are the most important. So Schifanoia it is.
Yeah. So we have made a deal with the owner. We are officially buying this house. We will return soon to sign all the necessary documents, and probably by the end of this summer it will be ours.
Is this the end of living in a birdhouse? No, of course not. We will keep on living in a birdhouse for as long as we can.
Yeah. And the house we have found is really a birdhouse. We will keep on documenting our adventures for you and will update you regularly on our proceedings.
Our new adventure has just started. We need to finish the house, and this is an adventure on its own, and design our vegetable garden. We hope you will continue to follow us. We have much work to do.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like our content.
But for now, bye.
Bye. See you next time. Okay.
Let's
We're
go.
off.
Let's go home.
Let's go. Yeah.
Home? Where's home? Let's go to the Netherlands.
Home is where you park it.
We live